Morning. What have you learned so far in class? This is my impromptu speech topic. This class so far has taught me some amazing things that will help me in my future with any public speakings that I may have to do. Some of the topics that I will touch base on are the following. Saying the word is a big downfall for me. Making good eye contact, body language, and voice tone. Saying the word I still struggle with this and will for a while. It is a hard habit to break. One of the things that I have learned from watching my fellow classmates' videos is that when the word would usually be coming out of my mouth, that is where I just need to do a brief pause or take a breath, and this would distract my mind long enough to figure what words are going to be coming out of my mouth next. Next topic is eye contact. So far, I have been doing so on making good eye contact, and that is a very critical part when giving a speech in front of an audience. I have offered some advice to a few fellow classmates on this topic, as talking to a computer is a hard thing to do sometimes because it is making you feel like you're going a little crazy. One of the suggestions I had given somebody that were extremely nervous, their webcam up on top of their computer looked like a million people, I'm sure, in front of them, and they got nervous, and the advice I had given them was to place a picture of like a loved one or a close friend that you have conversation with on the phone. Put their picture next to your webcam, and it'd be like you're sitting there having a conversation with them versus just talking to a little black camera on the top of your computer screen. The next topic would be body language. It is very important to a certain extent. The use of some body language in your speech is a helpful way to emphasize on certain key points, like using your hands, your arms, your head, your facial gestures. The reason I say that to a certain extent is people that often talk with their arms and their hands all the time, it's actually more distracting than what your words coming out of your mouth actually are. So that would be the downfall to body language, I would have to say, is overuse of body language would be distracting your audience away from your key topics or your points that you're trying to get across through your speech. The next would be voice tone. I am hoping, for starters, on this one, that I'm sitting further away from my computer, so I'm hoping this video turns out fine with my voice tone. Voice tone is just as important as keeping eye contact and using body language to emphasize to your audience. Voice tone will also help cue the audience on key parts that you are trying to make the audience aware of. I've had instructors or teachers in the past in my life that would often clear their throat at a critical time, or raise their voice up higher, or do multiple different things to catch your attention, and they were emphasizing something that may be on a test question or on a quiz that's coming up, or there's one teacher that would give little pop quizzes for candy after she gave her lecture, just for an incentive to pay attention to her lectures. So she would emphasize on certain key points to make sure you were paying attention, and if you were, then obviously you're going to get rewarded by getting some candy at the end of class. So voice tone is actually very important. It does help get the point across. We did have that cool assignment. It was kind of different and weird for me, where we had to read the 4 lines. It was the same words, but we had to emphasize on each individual word. That was a little awkward for me, I'd have to say, because I was just reading a sentence to the computer versus feeling like this where I'm actually communicating, talking to somebody. So voice tone is a very important factor, I would have to say, that I've learned about. Overall, these are all the key things that I have learned this far in this wonderful class. Like again, I do feel it's going to be very beneficial to all of us that are taking this class in our future, as we are going to school to better our education so we have better jobs. And one of the things that comes with a better job is more responsibilities, such as business speeches, conferences, phone conferences, which is why I kind of like doing this public speaking online or on the computer online, as that's pretty close to doing like a phone conference. And sometimes you may be put in a position where you need to give a report or a information speech over the telephone. It's a very common thing in the world that's growing of technology. So I want to thank you. Have a great day. See you later.